Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a pretty interesting show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So there's a pretty interesting story that's trending all over the internet that I just discovered about an hour or two ago. And it's centered on a very heated exchange that took place between Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith yesterday when they were discussing Bill Belichick and the possibilities of him joining the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones and whether or not it will be a situation that will be tenable. But so that was kind of the backdrop of it. Now, it's important to say that we were kind of one of the early channels that were covering the fallout between Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe before it took place, right? I was saying things years ago. I was like, I found it strange that these guys would never dap up before a show. And some people, like, when they used to have these kind of heated arguments, some people were like, oh, no, it's just television, it's television, it's just television. I'm like, okay. And then ultimately they had their breakup. So I was talking about that for quite some time. And so y'all know that when Shannon left Undisputed last year, he ultimately joined forces with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN First Take. They were hitting record breaking ratings. Some days it would have like 850,000 concurrent viewers. Just crazy stuff, right? Crazy stuff. And they've been on a pretty good run so far. Shannon Sharpe had a mega year to start this year, 2024, with the Cat Williams interview. So both of these gentlemen are doing well. We're hearing that Stephen A. Smith, I guess, is getting close to re-signing with ESPN for reported $120 million package. I guess we have to wait and see. So these guys are doing very well for themselves, right? So when this story was referred to me, it was a bit surprising. It was a bit surprising because Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith seem to have been doing very well. So when I heard the story, I started to search on it. If you go online, you just search, Shannon Sharpe news, you can see people talking about it. Stephen A. Smith is trending after heated exchange with Shannon Sharpe. Another website, Stephen A. Smith pushes Shannon Sharpe to his limit in heated debate. Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe really went at it, and just a bunch of different articles talking about it. So I decided to watch myself to see what took place between these two gentlemen. And it got very, 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 very spicy. And you could see that Shannon Sharpe at one point was getting tired of the hypothetical scenarios that Stephen A. Smith was proposing. So this is the audio that we want to get into. But before we can get into this exchange here, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. With only 1 month left until the end of the year, I'm really looking forward to creating special moments with family and friends by attending various theater shows, plays, and sporting events. And when it comes time for me to look for tickets, I absolutely love to use Game Time. Game Time is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. Game Time saves me money, time, and peace of mind, so I don't have to sort through thousands of tickets looking for the best prices or worry about whether or not if they're authentic or whether I'm going to receive them on time. Game Time Picks, one of my favorite Game Time tools, analyzes thousands of tickets for all of your favorite events near your location and finds you the best possible deal so you don't have to. For example, I'm looking forward to this upcoming concert at Madison Square Garden of one of my favorite composers, Hans Zimmer. Here I can select the all-in price to see the total ticket price up front, no hidden fees. And now I can sort through the best possible deals I can find. I can choose the cheapest deals, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. And if you're like me and always make plans at the last minute, you can grab tickets up to 90 minutes after the event has started. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is we want to play this exchange for you guys. I want you guys to listen to it carefully, and then want to come back and react to it. Take a listen to that there.
I'm a reporter. You played for Bill Belichick, but I must throw this question out to you, Ted.
Okay.
You trying to tell me, what if Bill Belichick looked at Jerry Jones with a smile on his face? What if he said, that's the man that's going to do all the talking, so I don't have to. I don't have to say anything. I get to just coach this team. That is, listen, Shannon, you can shake your head all you want to. Here's my thinking. If you're Bill Belichick, now certainly, I'm not talking about the GM Bill Belichick. We all know that. I'm talking about the coach. I'm not talking just about the Jerry Jones that we've seen. I'm talking about the Jerry Jones who's staring his own mortality in the face, and you got a team that's looked like trash for most of the season, okay? And you know what I'm saying? I mean, that swan song is approaching. And I'm thinking along the lines of, when we talk about distractions, it's not like the players can sit up there and play like garbage, but Jerry Jones is going to still take care of you. It's one of those situations where, yeah, Jerry Jones can be a distraction and can be a headache because he always has something to say on talk radio, post-game locker room, and all of this other stuff. But the flip side is the level of accountability that you have to have on a day-to-day basis is ultimately decided by somebody the caliber of a Bill Belichick. I'm saying that he will get those players to perform. It might be a headache for him with Jerry, and that's not going to work long term. But in terms of the guys out there on the field, they know who they got to look at and who they got to answer to when it comes to their performance.
Can I ask you a question? Because you're trying to run out the clock. I get you. You made your point. You're trying to run out the clock. Do you like coming to work and having a headache every day you come to work?
Excuse me?
Stephen A., do you like coming to your job every day and having a headache? See, you talking about what you think you know. One voice, one sound. When you trying to win championships, you have one voice, one sound resonating. And you and I both know Bill Belichick is a bigger draw than Jerry Jones. That's why he has coaches that he can overshadow. He couldn't overshadow Jimmy. He couldn't overshadow Bill Parcells. He can't overshadow because those guys won before him.
Your argument goes right out the window when you mention championship and the Cowboys.
Now you know more football. Go ahead. Okay.
Hold on. Come on, Shannon. I never said I know more football than you. Stop that. I've never said that.
But Teddy and I are trying to tell you, we're speaking from firsthand knowledge about guys with this type of personality. I get it. You love Jerry. There's a lot to love about it. But Teddy, can you please explain to this man, when you're trying to win championships, you need one voice talking for everybody. Not Jerry talking, not Bill talking, and then the coach, because then you know this. Jerry is going to take care of the players because he's going to overshadow Bill's authority.
And I can just imagine Bill saying to himself, I'm 72 years old, I'm too old for this, you know what? Because him going in there and having to deal with Jerry Jones. But there's one call that Bill would make, and that would be to Bill Parcells, who worked for Jerry Jones before, and that either endorsement or non-endorsement would mean the world to Belichick in terms of what Parcells thought of that experience, what he really thought of that experience when he coached under Jerry Jones.
The only thing that I wanted to say was this. First of all, a couple of things. Number one, I've never said that I know more football than any football player. Don't put that on me. I've never said that, not one time, ever. A matter of fact, I religiously say that I learned my football from you guys. So I didn't deserve that, Shannon. That's number one. Number two, I'm not talking championship. I'm saying the Dallas Cowboys have stunk something to get them back. Now, you might sit up there. Dallas ain't nowhere near damn championship. So I'm saying to you, I'm looking at them, anything to get them back to respectability. That's all I was talking about.
But they're saying
because that's how bad they've been.
But
there's not a unified voice.
This is the Cowboys. The standard is Super Bowls. It's not about respectability. If you bring Bill Belichick in, you all trying to do is get respectable?
Hey,
so
Shannon,
if you bring Coach Belichick in,
when has the Cowboys been my standard? When have the Cowboys been a standard for Super Bowl according to me? You know I laugh at it all the time. 29 years and counting.
Yes.
That's my point.
But here's the thing, Stephen A. When they brought Coach Parcells in, because he's a Super Bowl caliber coach, he's won Super Bowls, he knows what it takes. If you bring Bill Belichick in, you're not trying to be respectable. You're trying to win a championship. 100%. And what has Jerry Jones religiously done? He's undermined every head coach's authority since Jimmy. He did it with Bill Parcells. Coach Parcells did not want T.O. What happened, Stephen A.? Who wanted Terrell Owens? Terrell Owens was signed because Jerry wanted him. Coach Belichick is going to be very, very hard. All I'm saying is this. I know you know football. You've talked to a lot of players, a lot of coaches, and a lot of owners. But I'm saying, I've been around Mike Shanahan. It's very, very hard when you've been king to all of a sudden you no longer have that type of power, and there is somebody that usurps you and undermines your authority to run and regulate your team. That's what Jerry Jones has religiously done, Stephen A. This is not something I'm breaking news to you.
No,
you
no.
know it.
Yeah.
So you heard the exchange between these two gentlemen. Got pretty heated there towards the tail end of that soundbite. What are my thoughts on this? First of all, I don't think this is going to lead to any breakup between Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith the way it did with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith seem to have a real good rapport. They travel to a lot of events together. They seem to be quite friendly with one another. It seems that there's a lot of mutual respect there. And at the time Shannon came to Undisputed, he's at a different position now than he was then. He wasn't the star that he was when he first joined Undisputed. So Shannon is coming in with a lot of firepower. And the ratings said so when he came in. He has the biggest interview out there. I don't know if the Joe Rogan, Donald Trump interview eclipsed his Cat Williams interview. So Shannon has a lot of gravitas that comes with him. So I don't see it being a situation where how Skip was kind of basically sunning Shannon Sharpe from time to time. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I don't think this is going to cause any breakup or anything like that. What I think, however, is it exposes something that's kind of trending within the sports space, which is all too often you see athletes calling out journalists on their own show, basically saying, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And we've seen this happen before on ESPN First Take. Look no further than JJ Redick and Stephen A. Smith. There's so many times where JJ Redick told Stephen A. Smith to his face on TV and it got awkward. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And basically pulled the I played the sport card on him, and then Stephen A. Smith had to run away and tuck his tail in the bush and run. The way he did similarly at the end of the clip where he said, I would never say that I know more about you. You see that happening more now. And I think that has to do with the advent of athletes having their own podcasts and their own shows. So you're going to see that now they have a platform to be able to push back. And when they're on the same platform with these guys, they can tell them, hey, look, you don't understand this thing the way that I do. And Shannon Sharpe said it. He said, so you know more football than me now, right? So I think Stephen A. Smith was caught off guard by that. You can even heard when he said that was an unfair shot at me. You could see that he was genuinely caught off guard. But I think it's the new reality out there. It's the new norm now. When you have these shows, when you have athletes coming on the show and you're talking about their sport, it's not like I said you're talking about basketball with Shannon Sharpe. You're talking about football with this guy. And he pretty much pulled the card of, I know what the hell I'm talking about, bro, so just take a back seat. Also, you can see that Shannon Sharpe genuinely got frustrated with him. And Shannon, look, to be on that show, you have to be a bit more restrained. Now, one person that didn't exercise such restraint was JJ Redick. JJ Redick didn't care if it was Stephen A. Smith's show. He would, if he needed to embarrass him on TV, that's exactly what he would do. Shannon Sharpe seems to be a little bit more tactful and mindful of that, but it seemed like he got tired of just holding his tongue and just smiling along with the segment. Like, okay, this is becoming ridiculous. I get that we have to argue here. I get that there has to be a debate here, but like this is becoming outlandish. And he let his opinions be known in a very authentic way, which made for great television because it was authentic. But I don't see this being as something that's going to cause them to break up. I could be wrong, but I don't really think it is. I don't think it is. So really the question is up to the audience. So the first one is, what do you think about this exchange? Whose side are you on? And number two, do you think that this could lead to them potentially breaking up, or do you think they just had a disagreement and that was that? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.